Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. So what we have on the screen is the application we'll be building is a simple blog that uses Next and Storyblok for our content, right? And it's a simple one, right? So all you can do is you can open specific articles or specific posts, and also you can be able to search specific articles using keywords like react keyword. It means it matches both the articles, and I think we have a keyword of music, which means it only matches with one article. So this is what we'll be building. So yeah, I hope you're gonna enjoy it. So before we actually get started, please hit that subscribe button. So as I've already explained that we're actually building a block with Next and Storyblok. So here I've already installed Next. So what do you basically need to do in order to install it? Let me close this one. What you need to do is go to your terminal and ensure that you have Node installed on your machine. You're gonna go to npx create next app and make sure that you mention that you need the latest version, and then you give it the name. You give the name like the name of your app, right? Your next app. So once you are done that, you're gonna hit enter and you let it install. So on the screen here, I basically have all the starting file, so like the template that you get once you install it. So I'm just going to remove the stuff that we don't need. So let's just leave out this head and say TED block. I'm gonna call it TED block. Yeah, let me just leave it like this and find the best web dev content. And this one, wait, let me actually run it. So to run it, you're gonna hit npm run dev. Unlike with React, where it actually opens up your default browser, this one actually doesn't. So you need to actually go to your browser or just click here, and then it will open up the application for you. While it's still doing that, I'm just going to remove all the boilerplate that we got here. Let me select everything here, remove it. Also, let me remove the footer here, or actually let just me leave it and see how it actually looks. Still loading. While it's still loaded, so it means I'm gonna continue deleting. So if you don't know what Next is, so Next is just a framework that is built on top of React. So React, the library, so it's built on top of it, so it gives you everything that React gives you and much more, right? So let's see. So now it's okay. Since we removed everything, let me just say h2 welcome to technology and save and see. Okay, it's all right. So I need us to start with the basic things. So I need us to structure our layout. So with the layout, we're going to have the head or the navigation bar, we're going to have the body, and then we're going to have the footer, right? So let's actually build the layout or have the layout. So I actually like to have a source folder here, and then in here I'm gonna have components, and then in the components I can have a navigation or nav folder, and then in the nav I'm gonna have nav.js, and then for a component based CSS you're just going to have nav.module.css. So the CSS you actually put in here, or the style you put in here, won't actually affect other components, even though you might have the same name, because this style only applies in this file. So you won't have that names overriding each other and stuff like that. So in the components folder again, I'm gonna have a footer folder, and I'm gonna have a footer.js and possibly footer.module.css, and not in the components but in the source folder I'm gonna have layouts folder, and I'm gonna have my layout in here, layout.js. so this layout file, or this layout component, will basically wrap everything and give it the same layout. So when you go to the home page, you're going to have the same feel. When you go to a specific post or a specific blog, you're still going to have the same feel, or the same template, or the same layout. Actually, you're going to have the same layout, because you're going to still have the navigation and also the footer, which will be there for each and every page or each and every component that we render on the screen. So we just create the layout and wrap everything with it. So let's create this, and then since we are actually using Next, so you no longer have to import React here, because it's done that for you. So they're basically doing that for you. And then here we're going to take the children. Let me do this. We're also gonna have the navigation here, but then since we haven't done much in the navigation here, so we can basically leave this file. Actually, let me do this so I can h3. Let's go to navigation and actually deal with the navigation. So we have do this, have nav, and we're going to have two here. We're going to have the logo, and then it actually, if you use this way, this conversion, when you're mentioning your class name, it assumes this is actually in the global style file, which is in here. So all this styling in here can be accessed in each and every file or each and every component or page by simply using the codes. But then if you want something specific in this file, then not the nav.module.css, what you need to do is to use this convention, import styles from nav.module .css, and then in here you're gonna have something like style .logo and h3 ted block, and also here we can have class name styles navigation, and also here we're going to have styles okay, I'm just gonna call it the menu, and then with the menu you have, actually let me just make it ul, and then we have li followed by a link. So this is the link component from next, and then we're gonna multiply by 2. We're gonna have two things, or three. No, I actually did it incorrectly. So yeah, that's basically, let me see. No, where am I supposed to put this? Yeah, like this, and we have link. Of course we're gonna get an error here because it doesn't know where this link comes from. We're going to import it here from next link, and you're going to specify here where it actually goes. So this is going to be the about page. This will take us to about, and we're gonna have another one here. We can say it's contact, but then even though we're not going to have these pages for this purpose of, we're just going to have, we're just building this navigation, and then here we can have contact. Yeah, that's basically how our navigation looks. And we can go into, actually let's leave styling for now. Let's do the footer too, and footer class name styles, no, footer, and import the styles here. All right, so we can say made, okay, let me say h5 made with love by technology. Yeah, I think this is enough for a footer. And then we can go back to our layout. So in our layout here, let's use this, and we're going to have the nav, import it, and then in between, let me also import the footer. So in between the navigation and the footer, we're going to have the body, right? And then we can wrap that body with our main tag and a class name, maybe from our global style in here, and say maybe a container, and close it. And then here we're going to have the children that we're going to render in between these children. Yes, so that's basically it. And to use this layout, we need to wrap our app with it, right? So our app is in the pages, and go to this, and we actually need to wrap these with the layout that we just did. Oh no, layout. And then if you come here, we should be able to see the header, or actually the navigation, and the footer together with the body, or the content we are wrapping our layout with. So this is actually what we need, and then we can continue with the styling for this and this, and we should be far ahead with our video or our tutorial. So okay, let me close this one. So now that we have wrapped everything with our layout, we can go ahead and start styling. So we have in class of navigation, even though the way we access our style in this file has changed compared to React, but then the way we write our CSS hasn't changed, still the same way. So we can simply do this. What we do, display flex. So I also need us to do something, right? I need us to go to global style and actually give our body a background color that we're going to use for this video, which should be, this is our color. And if I do this, yes, this is the color that I wanted, and the color of the elements is gonna be white. Or we can actually try to dim it. Yeah, this is okay. Where were we are in the layout. So in the navigation, you're gonna have a border, bottom, one solid, and have something. No. All right. Also in the layout here, we specify that everything that we wrapped with this main is gonna be in a container called, I mean, in a class called container. So let's go to the global style and actually let me remove this part here. I usually like to have this part in this selector. So let's have a container here and have a width of 90 and center everything. I don't know. We'll see. So once we have wrapped everything with the container, we might actually go here. Actually, let's also do the same here, same thing here for our navigation. Imagine 10 pixels, auto, C. Oh well, of course. So flex direction, is it row? And we want to justify content by having some space between them. Wait, let me remove this part and see. All right, and some padding, and so let me also decrease okay, cool. And we can also target, I want to target the menu and link, so menu, even though our link is like this, but then to take it in the CSS, you're just going to be using the a tag or the anchor tag like this, because once next compiles this code, it actually turns the link into an anchor tag, right? So let's see, color white and menu list style none. Let's have some padding in between them. Text decoration, maybe also the font size, we can have something like 15. I don't know, 15 is more. Here also, let me see, try align center. No. Height, no, 100 is a lot. Yeah, this is okay. So we have our navigation here, and then we can also just do this logo, and the color of the logo is, here's the color of the logo we're going to use. I like this yellowish color. Yes. So we also need the search div here. We need the search div. So let's see how it works. uh so in our components here, we're going to have a search, let's just say form, even though this is only like the form we're gonna have. So form.js, form.module.css, form, and in the form we're gonna have, let's say this is the name of the form, it's gonna be a search form. We're gonna have an input, no, and a button, search. Maybe also in here we can have placeholder, say start typing or search using keywords, because that's what we're gonna search using. So when we actually start integrating with the CMS, we actually go into structure our component or our content to be searched using the keywords, right? And of course I didn't import styles here. Form.module.css, and we can go in here and have something like search form. Let me see. Okay, let me actually see. Oh wait, I didn't import it. Let me leave it like this. And in order to use this component, we need to go into our home page. So just here and import the form component. And then as you can see, it's on the center of the screen because we used, oh no, we're not submitting anything. Let me go back to our style. Let's see what's going on. And oh yeah, my bad, I did not specify here, so I had only one underscore, so it has to be 2, and then we can have 4, and we'll go back here and uncomment the button here. So cool, this is what we have, and this is what we're going to work with. And then the button, let me deal with the button. Background color, do I still have that color here? Yes, I do. And then the background, no, the color, let's just leave it. We're not gonna have a border, we're not going to have we're gonna have a border radius. And then let's do this value. Okay, let me also, for this one, I want to target both the input and this button. Let's see, seems like there is some, I cannot even click inside the input form. What's wrong? Oh, I said it's gonna be a button, it should be a text, god damn it. So yeah, seems like 13 is a lot, 12, cool. So also let me take this radius here and put it in here. Outline, also take the border, we don't need the border. Also outline for both the button and the input. Yes, so yeah, That's it. And then we can use margin left and try to push the button into that input box. And I like doing this border top left 0, and also the same for bottom, so that we actually don't have radius here. So cool, this is perfect. We can still increase the length of this. Yeah, this is what I exactly needed. Let's just have some space between the form and the header or the navigation. Margin top on. Cool. So now we can start dealing with the content or the articles here. So in the home page here, beneath form, we're gonna have something like a div, and then since this one is a page, so the style that we actually mentioned here, we're gonna deal with it in here. So in these styles folder or directory. So since it's specified here, so we never actually remove this line of code. So the styling here, we actually gonna do it in this home.module.css. So this is going to be our articles div. In here we're going to have articles, but then for now, instead of actually making it a component, we're just gonna make it a div. Styles.article. So with the article, we're gonna have the title of the article, and we're going to have a small description of what this article is about, right? And we're gonna have something like this, and we're gonna have I don't know, maybe this one should be a p tag, and then this one should be a small and say published at or published date, and say 20 June 2022, and also have a link here which says read more. And of course we have to have, just gonna have a block here. Of course we need to import the link from and of course this isn't where this article is head is pointing. We're going to change it in the upcoming minutes, but then for now we're just doing this so we can actually have a look of what this looks like. So this is the article, and this means we can duplicate this line or this div as many times as we want. And yeps, it looks like a crap, so that's why we need to start with the styling. Let's see. Okay, so let's start with the styling. We have articles and article. So for now we can just forget a bit about the articles div and focus more about the article one, and then the home. So some of this style we don't need anymore. We can remove this part. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I don't think we need anything in here. We don't need anything. Let's start with article, but then article padding. Top, we actually want it to have some space. Push, have some border. Bottom, so you can be able to see where you can be able to separate the, no, it actually won't be visible, so you can be able to separate the articles, right? I think 90 maybe was just too let me see. Did it change? Yeah, 70 seems 60. Yeah, this seems better. So let's continue with the article. Article has a what? Has a H3, which pretty much needs to look a bit large. Yes. And then also let me do this. Everything inside this article div must be actually separated by this and have display of block, so that the link and small can be a block text, because it was inline, so now they are separated. But it seems like this 10 is a huge value. Yes. And no, I don't know what I'm doing. So once we have these, we can also change the color of the a tag. Oh no, so let me grab that value where I need this guy here and paste him here. Right, this is pretty much everything that we need in terms of the UI. We also, let me fix up the footer. Go into the footer, footer, display flex, justify content, center, and actually have some briefing space, my guy. Actually, let's make it margin. Or perhaps we also need to dim this one a bit. Yes, that's what we have now. That's what we actually need. So in order to go to the next block or to the next page, you actually use this, right? So now when you click here, you actually need to go to a page where you're going to read more about this specific article, right? So let's create a page for that. So to create a page is simple. We don't need this folder here. To create a page in NextJS, what you simply need to do is create a folder for that, and we're going to call it a blog. And then in here, we're going to have an index file. So basically, when you go /forward blog, what is simply it's gonna go into this folder, and then it's gonna render the index.js file, right? And that's what we need. and this is gonna be our page. Our page is gonna be what? A blog. So let's call it a blog. Class name, styles, no, styles dot blog. And then in terms of styling, you can have it in here in the styles folder, or you can have a component level css or styling. So you can have it in here. You can have a block dot module dot css and import it in here. Import styles from block module.css. So basically when we go to block, this it renders the enter, which is this. So basically when we go into here, we're going to display the article, right? So the article will have a h2, the title of the block, and have small published at 2022, and then of course we can have a p tag here where it's going to be lorem 20. This is basically the article, right? Yes, so this is pretty much it. Or we can go to block h2 and make that one to be like 50. I don't know. Yes, 50 is pretty much a lot. And then one other thing I would like us to change is just the font. And yeah, we are on track. We are still on track. Let me import the font that I need for this project, and we're going to import it in the global styles file, globals, and the name of the font family is D. So we're going to remove this one. Yes, and then something we forgot to make it the logo here to actually take us back to the home page. Even though, okay, let me just change it here quickly. Nav no, take us home. And then of course we need to now deal with text decoration has to be none. Boom. Home, you read an article, this is where you are. You go back home, you find another article, and this is basically it. So wait, all right, yes. So yeah, this is basically it in terms of the UI. So what we need to do now is just to simply connect our project with the CMS, and then you are good to go in terms of writing your own articles and publishing them online. Yeah, so I think this is pretty much the end of the first video. So there's gonna be a second video pretty much soon, so where we're going to connect with the CMS. So this is gonna be the amazing part about this project. So please make sure you check it out, because I'm gonna drop it pretty much soon. So yeah, please don't forget to subscribe so you get notified when I actually drop that second video, and leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe button if you haven't done so. So yeah, pretty much this is it. Thank you guys for checking out the video.